Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another edition of the YouTube channel. Too many plugins and Delta X-Ray. I'm your host Alex. Tonight we're gonna play a little bit more Battlefield 3. It's a map I don't know at all.
We have taken the objective. I repeat, we have taken the objective. Hostile tank spotted in your area.
Battlefield 3, by the way, I have most of the times only played the reality mod, so holy moly.
The hostile tank has been spotted in your area. Proceed with caution.
Shit, Christ. Go, 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 go.
Hostile tank spotted in your area. Please proceed with caution. I repeat, we have taken the
To
objective.
go around a little bit that way, yeah. It's actually a nice map, this. A lot of forest stuff going on. Hope you guys are all okay. Guys and gals, I don't know. I'm here on a 64 player, so 32 player server. If I'm not wrong. Oh my god, that's also a lie. I just went in this server, it said it was 64 players. Not at all. It's 12, 11.
Enemy light armor in your area.
Oh my god, what we have over there? An APC or something. A Loft 25. Go with him. So yeah, Donald Trump now got sort of like a peace deal done, which is absolutely amazing. Actually, and yeah, they didn't want to give him a Nobel Peace Prize. They gave it to a oh my god, a Venezuelan opposition of Maduro. They gave the Nobel Peace Prize and she then dedicated it back to Trump or something. Kind of weird story also, but you know, apparently the opposition of Venezuela is more important than the peace in the Middle East. Make it make sense, you know. So yeah, but now the pro-Palestinian demonstrations are just continuing, you know. So now you start wondering yourself, you know, is it really also a pro-Palestinian, those demonstrations, or are those demonstrations more like anti-Israel? Oh. That's what you start wondering yourself, you know, or that doesn't have nothing to do if it's just all like everything that is against the normal, and everything that Trump does is not good or something. I think more or less that's the message, you know. It's really weird that.
Objective neutralized.
Yeah, they're going to continue their Free Palestine demonstrations while there's a peace deal now. So it's really weird.
Hostile
Really strange.
has been spotted in your area. We have taken the objective. I repeat, we have taken the objective.
God. And by the way, here again on a Viber, a Wi-Fi connection in a repeater, through a repeater. But this one I configured in Wi-Fi 5, so it's a little bit better, the ping. It's now between 42 and 50, I saw it jumping around, so there you go. Okay, we're moving over the map now. So yeah, the old Battlefield 3 looks still really good also, man. It does. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 look really good still today. I think actually that Battlefield 3 has a kind of an artistical direction that I appreciate a little bit more. Battlefield 4 for me is a little bit too much light or something. I don't know how to explain to you. It's a little bit blinding, sort of like a veil. I don't know how to explain it. Too bright. Too much light in there. Yeah, still a lovely looking game, it really is. I don't even know what oh, no. Video graphics. Auto ultra. Medium. Texture quality is ultra. Oh, and he shot me from the back. Oh my god. So yeah, strange. The whole Free Palestine and Antifa movement is really strange, man. Holy moly. Yeah. Yeah, this Battlefield is still awesome. Yeah, I like Battlefield 4 also, but not all maps. I think that Battlefield 3 is the better game. Also, just the art direction. I don't know how to explain it to you. This is a little bit more it's a little bit less detailed than Battlefield 4, but I like more the art direction, and it's just I don't know, there's sort of a nice cartoonish thing here on it that makes it just pleasant to look to. Battlefield, the only thing I don't like over here sometimes the sun flare is very overwhelming in Battlefield 3. They fixed it in Battlefield 4, but Battlefield 4 is too light. I don't know how to explain it to you. Everything looks too white, too bright. Yeah, that's really what I think. But I think the gameplay, the movements and stuff like that, then I think actually Battlefield 4 is a better game. But in terms of graphics and art style, for me Battlefield 3 is the better game. And the maps also, I think the maps are better in Battlefield 3. Not talking about the metro, that's another, that map. That one you have in 3 and in 4. Oh, we have a little bit of screen tearing going on. Let me see that. We need vertical sync, man.
Objective secure.
Mesh and the other thing. Is there no vertical sync? Ah, here it is.
Responded a hostile 80 soldier in your area.
Okay, now we have vertical sync. Now we have less screen tearing. Yeah.
Objective has been neutralized.
Ooh.
Enemy
Ellie.
chopper has been spotted in your AO.
Yeah, I'm seeing him here. That one is mine. Yeah, if there's also still people that are interested in getting a computer of AMD AM4, so the Ryzen series, the AM4 series is going out of retail sales. So if you still want to pick up a good deal with that, then you should do that now, because AMD still made last year one CPU only for the South American market. That was then the Ryzen 5 5500. They made an X3D version of it. It's only for the South American market, so it's not available in Europe and in America. Holy smoke, mate. Oof. Yeah, I'm gone. But besides that, I didn't make any new CPU since 2023 or something. And that was then the X3D series, and then the 4000 series, the 4500 and the 4100. So yeah, AM4 is now really going out. You can now pick up, yeah, memory is not so cheap, but CPUs are really cheap now. You can pick up 3600s with coolers for like 60 bucks. 4500 6-core 12 threads for 50 euros, and 5500s you can get with a cooler for like 70 bucks, without a cooler for like 57, 60 bucks. That's the one I'm running here now, the 5500, which are really crazy prices. These CPUs were between 130 and 170 euros 2 years ago, so you can pick up really good deals now. I picked up the 5500 a year ago for 82, and now they are already 69. That's then with a cooler. 69 with a cooler, yeah, and then 57 without the cooler. So you know, you can pick up really nice CPUs for really little money in this moment. And I'm just seeing in all the shops there, they're slowly disappearing. AM4. So everything until Ryzen 5000 AM4. That's Ryzen 2000, 3000, 4000 and 5000. They're now going really out. They're just selling the lost stock. And then you have that 5500 X3D, which is also expensive, by the way. It's like 230 bucks or something, you know. It's just a 5500, but then with extra cash on it, so find it a little bit expensive, you know, to go. I think it has like 100 megabytes of cache or 75 megabytes of cache. But you go CPU that the 5500 is 69 bucks. You go all of a sudden to 230, you know, for 230, you know, for you know, that's the same as those X3D CPUs. I don't think they're worth it to buy. They're 200-300 euros. Those CPUs get much better than just go AM5, you know. Yeah, the 8400F or the 8500G or something, you know, something like that. Or you have then the 9700, I think it is, and 9600, you know. Those chips are 150 or something, between 130 and 150, and they probably perform the same as those AM4 5000 series X3D chips, you know. So yeah, I don't really think it's worth it. Completely lost, however. I really don't know this map. Played only Battlefield 3 a lot, reality mod, so there you go. I really don't know these maps over here. Ah, fuck's sake. So yeah. But yeah, you can really pick up really deals. You can even pick up a 8-core 16 thread. That's the Ryzen 5700. They're like 115 euros or something, 112. You can pick those ones up also. They're really good chips. 8-core 16 threads. You know, but then those X3D chips, if you go anything and higher than that, you know, it's already not worth it to buy AM4, you know. Unless that whole line still goes down in price, you know. They went down with about 30 euros in 1 year, the CPU, so between 30 to 50 euros. Depends which model of CPU, but the cheaper ones is about 30 euros, they went down in price in 1 year, so But now it's really the last what they have still in stock, they're not producing anymore, and yeah, then that 5500 X3D, that's not worth it, you know. That's the only one that was then still produced in 2024. So yeah. But yeah, on that lower end then, you know, until 130 bucks or something, then if you buy those kind of CPUs, then AM4 is still worth it. But if you go up higher in price than that, you know, unless you have already a cheap motherboard that you can really get for AM4, that's then the thing. You want to go really the budget build, cheap board, new or used, you know, then I will totally go AM4, you know. But if you are going to go new, then go really AM5. Unless you want to put really a cheap system together and the CPU you keep it under 130 to 150 bucks, then you can still go AM4, but otherwise I would go AM5. If you have a little bit more to spend. And those X3Ds, I just find them way too expensive to pay 100 to 150. In some of them it's even 200 bucks you pay more to get then instead of that you have 35 megas of cache, you have 100 megas of cache, you know. It's a lot of money, you know. They perform better, the X3Ds, but not worth those kind of prices, you know.
We have taken the objective.
Unless you ever, you know, it's kind of thing I upgrade, you know. If you already have an AM4 system and you have a weaker CPU and you don't want to change your motherboard and your memory to go AM5, you know, to go to DDR5. You still have a motherboard or DDR4. You know, if you don't want to make an upgrade or something, then maybe you could still justify those X3D chips or any chips that are over 150 bucks, but otherwise, not worth it. I would go then AM5 if you go new. Unless you go really for a budget build or second hand, or you make an upgrade, you have already a motherboard and a RAM DDR4, then I would still go AM4.
Objective secure. We've spotted a hostile 80 soldier in your area.
Oh, Love 25. He didn't saw me. If he sees me, I'm dead. Excuse me. So yeah, for a budget build or upgrade, then you could still totally go. But then again, what I say, that should be then cheap CPUs. Maybe pick them up in a sale, and then anything if you pay more than 130 to 150, I would really not spend that on AM4. 5600, 5700, maybe something like that. 5500 GT or 5500G or T, those kind of CPUs. If you want to go for an APU, you know, you could still go for that, but yeah, anything higher than that, you know.
Objective taken.
So, but yeah, you can get a 6-core 12-threaded chip, the 4500 for 50 or 52 euros, which is a great deal, and then 69 with a cooler for 5500 is a great deal. And then the 5600, of course, there's another 30 bucks or 40 bucks, but the 5600 is also a great chip, and the 5600X. If you want really, high frame rate gaming, then those ones are worth it. But if you want to really go for the top, yeah, you could always go X3D, but pick it up then used or something, because I think the price of those chips, yeah, they have more cash, but fuck, man, the price is really outrageous. Holy moly. Because the only thing they do with those X3D chips is literally what they just take. Is they take a 5500, you know, that you then can buy for 57 without cooler, 69 with cooler. And then they stick literally on the die, they stick another small die on it, which is just a die, a chip with just cash on it. And it's literally, that's why they call it even 3D, because it's literally just dropped on top of the CPU, and then with the Infinity Fabric it makes then a connection between those two dies, the normal die of the 5600 and then that X3D cache die that gets on then literally sort of glued on top of it with die glue, with logic glue, basically. So they make then a connection, there directly to the CPU, and that's basically the way that is, you know. But you know, if you see the price of that, you know, going on an X3D chip, you're straight talking about 150, 200 bucks more for a chip like that on the high end, you know. And that really doesn't cost so much, you know, to make, you know. They are making they make a lot of money on those X3D chips, you know. Yeah, it costs money, silicone, and to make cash, but not, you know, not like that, you know. You see other CPUs where you go from 19 megas cache, you go to 35 megas cache. It's a difference of 30 euros, you know. So why you go then to 75 or 80 max or 100 max and you all of a sudden pay 150 or 200 bucks more for that chip, you know. That's just, you know, it's just a money maker, that's what it is. You can always go for OEM versions, that I just said. These chips many times are cheaper. If you have already a cooler, then you can always go for a tray version or an OEM version, which is then also like always 15 to 20 bucks cheaper. Minimum 7 bucks cheaper, but normally it's 15 to 20 bucks cheaper if you have already a cooler. A better one or already a stock cooler of AMD, then you can buy all these CPUs I'm talking about many times in tray OEM version for about 15 to 20 bucks less, which is a good thing. Also less waste, you know. You don't need the cooler. I mean, you can always save it in the future for another build or to fix a computer where the cooler is broken or the fan is broken, but you know, in general, you know. Holy moly, dude. This lens flare I don't like. This is one thing I think is really bad in Battlefield 3. The sun flare.
The objective has been secured. Hey, my vehicle's fucked up.
This is good stuff.
Can I get a vehicle repair, please? Over. The objective has been lost. I repeat, the objective has been
Go, 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 go. Holy moly. For fuck's sake.
We can neutralize the objective. We've spotted an enemy light armor in your area. Proceed with caution.
fuck's sake.
Objective neutralized.
Yeah, so you can still you can make a really a steal with AM4. Yeah, of course, depends which chip you're using. All these chips I'm talking about now, 5500, 4500, are still PCI Express 3.0. But if you go 3600 or 5600, 5700, those kind of chips, you already have PCI Express 4.0. Not that it matters so much that for your storage it matters a little bit with load times, and if you have certain graphics cards that have only PCI Express 4X or 8X, 4.0, that can sometimes make then a difference, but in general it doesn't really matter.
We have
That's
lost the objective. I repeat, we have lost the objective. We've spotted an enemy jeep.
And is there such a difference between DDR4 RAM and DDR5 RAM? Yeah, there actually really is. Between DDR2 and 3 it wasn't really that much. Between DDR4 and DDR5 actually the difference is actually quite big. Even if you go over 3200 megahertz in DDR4 up to 3638 or 4000, actually over there you start really gaining really some frames, and yeah, so there is a point to make for that. And DDR5 goes up to 8000 or something already, or 9000. So but most common is 6000, between 5000 between 4800 and 5800. That's the most common. And some systems go 6000, 6500, but yeah, that's also silicon lottery, you know. But 4800 to 5500, 6000 megahertz RAM is achievable. Yeah, totally achievable. But the problem is a little bit that the latency can actually go up a little bit there. So the higher you go up in frequency, you can get higher mega transfers. But you can get actually situations that you actually get a little bit more latency. So sometimes that thing of going up in memory speed depends on what you're doing, but. You know, you get faster transfer speeds, but you can get issues where you can get a little bit more latency. So,
Objective taken.
yeah, I'm gone. A lot of love in the chat. Go over. Area B. Canu Center. But it's always a little bit like this. So should you really care so much about memory speeds? Most of the time it's not worth it. If the price difference is great, then many times it's not worth it to spend more on faster memory or lower latency memory. It's very rarely that's actually worth it, especially if you need to pay a lot more for it. If it's a little bit more, then it's worth it to get faster memory and lower latency. But then it needs to be also a small price difference. If the price difference is big, not worth it many times for the performance increase you get. So you sometimes see that you have a memory kit of 16 gigabytes that cost $50, and you have another 16 gigabyte kit that costs 120. Well, that's not worth it. If it's like has lower latency or higher speed, then it's a couple of bucks more expensive. Or in lower latency, you can up maybe $20 more or $30 more, and for higher speed, should be a couple of bucks more. Then it's worth it. But if it's like those kind of things that the kit all of a sudden costs you not $50 but 120 or something, then unless you do something very exotic, many times it's not worth it to spend a hell of a lot more in faster or lower latency RAM.
Objective secured. I repeat, objective secured. Go, go, go! Hostile vehicle spotted in your area. Proceed with caution.
Saw that? It's over there. Holy moly, where are you going?
Be advised, we spotted a hostile AT soldier in your area.
By the way, what I'm running here is 3200 megahertz G-Skill Aegis DDR4 3200 CL16. It is, yeah, CL16 I'm running over here. Just the lowest price kit I could find, and it performs absolutely fine, so no issue whatsoever.
I repeat, we have lost the objective. Hostile tank spotted in your area.
Oh my God.
Proceed with caution. A hostile tank has been spotted in your area.
Well, it's a very interesting graphics card in this moment. It's on the market. It's of course the new line of Intel's, the
AT soldier in your area.
Arc 570 580 is a very good price, very nice GPUs in 8 and 16 gigs of VRAM. And one that also really nice is AMD Radeon 9060 XTs. They have that also an 8 and a 16 gig version. Those cards really perform really well. So people want to know a little bit about
Hostile tank has been spotted in your area. Proceed with caution.
oh god, man.
Fucking grenade!
Yeah, these are interesting video cards in this moment.
Your area. We have neutralized this.
Oppa, end of the round. So more and more people are gonna go to PC. PC is gonna get the platform that's gonna get even more interesting in the next couple of years, because I don't know if you know it already, but Xbox last year or something raised the prices of their consoles. PlayStation did also. Now they raised the price of the consoles again, and also the price of Game Pass. And Xbox is now getting really expensive, the console. So the Xbox Series X went up some models with $200 or something, and the Series S went up by $150, and then Game Pass went from $20 to $30. So more and more people are just running away from that, and there are even many shops that stop selling Xbox consoles. So Xbox is in a bit of a peculiar situation in this moment. So I see PC gaming even taking off more and more and more. Of course, PC also changed a little bit because Windows 10 is now end of life in a couple of days, literally. This map I have played many times in the reality mod. A little bit of a modified version, but this is a cool map. Yeah, it's a modified version, not exactly the same, but this is a cool map. Yeah, so consoles also so locked down, so more and more people are... and Xbox is going multi-platform now. I don't even think they're gonna even make the next console, or they're maybe gonna make still one, but after that it's just gonna be a PC, and they're gonna be just a third-party software vendor, just as the same as Sega did, you know. They stopped selling consoles and... holy moly. And just started selling on several platforms, on the competitors' platforms. They started to sell games just, and then cloud gaming. And that's where Microsoft is going also. And Xbox is, it seems almost that also that whole thing of Game Pass, you know. They are now just hiring Game Pass so much, you know, that it's going to be for people impossible and not worth it to continue with Game Pass. And what's the idea of that? Is actually to just go back where we were in the beginning, where people are just buying original copies, you know, full copies of a game, you know, so they have that €69 sell again, you know, and so there you can see that they were, yeah, they have sort of miscalculated that whole idea of Game Pass, and now they want to get rid of it, so they now just started like hiring the price so much that many people just say, yeah, for 2 months of Game Pass, $30 per month, you know, $60 for 2 months, I just put another tenner on top of it, and for $70 I buy the original game. And this is a way that Xbox is getting rid of many Game Pass subscribers, but they're gonna go back to having all those sales for Call of Duty and all the other games of Microsoft that now owns Activision and Blizzard and stuff, you know, that they can now just go back to a situation where they were before, that most of their money they make just by direct sales of whole games instead of people paying 10 or 15 bucks per month for Game Pass. So they just, people say, what they're doing is stupid. No, it's not stupid at all. They just want to now sell software. They're not interested in selling hardware anymore. And they just want to basically get rid of all these people who are very cheap playing the latest games for 15 or 20 bucks per month. So they just higher the price now, higher the price of the consoles. And, you know, just go to PC, and consoles they lose money on anyway. So they just want to get rid of that, be just only a software and a game developer. And get rid of those people that are paying 10 or 15 bucks per month to play Call of Duty, you know, and many other games, and get their physical sales back again. Yeah. So many people on the internet are all screaming, oh, Xbox doesn't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They literally just want to get rid of the Xbox subscribers. Where did the guy go? Man, that was suspect, man. What was his health? Still 50? So yeah. And then they get the rich people that they're gonna keep on having those people just gonna pay the 30 bucks per month, you know. So it's still then worth it for them, but they get just rid of all these these players that are, because you play still several games, really recent ones, for that one fixed price, you know, and they made way more money in the time that they were only really basically selling physical games, you know, whole versions. It was always that 69 euros, which is already for a very long time that price, you know, that they made that sale, you know. So many people say, I don't understand at all why they are doing that. I understand it perfectly. This is really well calculated, this. Can also completely blow up in their face, because the reality is, you know, that they are damaging their brand with it. But it seems like they are prepared to damage their brand just by going completely third party, going completely only in selling software, basically, selling to other third parties, get rid of the consoles, but those modern consoles are almost PCs anyway, you know, so. So yeah, you know, I mean, it can also blow up in their face, but I think that they are just here changing the market. No. According to their will, and with this stunt, they're gonna get a lot of things with Game Pass, and still they build their popularity and their thing with Game Pass now. They still made a lot of people. Get to know Game Pass. I mean, it has still done good for the brand in the long term, you know. Even if they go complete third party, only software, and just drop the whole console market, which they probably should do, because they're underperforming to PlayStation anyway. And you know, a modern, you know, an Xbox Series S or you know, Series X or X. As they are just PCs almost already completely anyway, you know. So why would you even finance consoles for people? Because most of them they finance, they lose some money, and then they get the money back by selling you games, you know.
We have taken the objective.
I mean, if you really start thinking about it, you know, then it almost doesn't even all make really a lot of sense, you know, that whole business model. I mean, in the old times it did, you know, but today already not, you know. I mean.
I repeat, we have lost the objective.
In the old times, consoles were really different. Today they're not so different anymore, you know. So and they lost already the console war anyway. That was already with the Xbox One in 2011 or 12, you know. That whole thing that you could only play online and with the camera needed to be always connected, and you know, you couldn't sell your second-hand games, you know, and if you didn't have an internet connection, they recommended you to buy a Xbox 360, and that just blew up completely in their face, because PlayStation 4 had nothing of that, and it was $100 cheaper, you know. And that was the moment that they also really lost the console war already, basically. With PlayStation.
Objective taken. I repeat, objective taken.
Consoles, by the way, not for me, guys. I cannot even think about that thing that you need to pay every month to be playing online, and you know, all that kind of stuff, and games being really expensive, and can only buy them from them. It's too closed platform. I had the first Xbox I bought it in 2005 or something, when I picked it up really cheap. I had that for a couple of years. That was Xbox, the first one, really, the original, the OG one. I played it until from 2005 until 2009 or something, 10. It was basically only for racing games like Burnout, Revenge. I used to love that game, and a bunch of other games. Evil Dead, a Fistful of Boomstick I used to play also. Used to like also very much. A bunch of games, Mortal Kombat Shadow Monks, and a bunch of games that I used to like on Xbox. But yeah, after that, and in that time I was mostly on PC already anyway. Where I had that just in the living room sometimes just chill with the command and play a little bit. But after that, I've never ever. And I had even those free Xbox Live online cards that you used to get many times in games. They were you bought a game and then you had like 1 month to 3 months of Xbox Live to play online for free. So and I used to buy them really cheap. All the games, a couple of bucks, new games in a shop called Fnac. And they had always those cards in it, so I never even paid in that time for that. But today, man, the amounts of crap that you need to pay and how expensive these platforms are, consoles, you know. They're really expensive, you know. They are expensive. Everything is expensive on you need to pay to play online. If you need to know Commando's logo, is straight away like $60 or something, or $40 for the not even original one. If you just want to, for PC you pick them up for 15 or 20 bucks, you know, already a good how do you call that, joypad, gamepad, you know. It's all really so expensive, and that's why I never was attracted to the first Xbox. Was also because it was just a Pentium 3 that with a hard drive in it, you know. That's why I was also attracted to the first Xbox. But afterwards, and then also you didn't got also so much those Xbox Live cards anymore. And then for me, after OG Xbox, I already lost my interest in consoles. And today I could not even play that anymore. Holy moly. I cannot even believe the prices that I many times see for the console games. It's really, really crazy prices, you know. Oh! Didn't even saw it. And, you know, Xboxes, they were worth it 5 years ago, you know, when they were, you can get I saw Xbox Series S's a couple of years ago for sale for like $200, $180, and $230, $250 used to be the price, you know. Here in Portugal, the highest I've seen them a couple of years ago was $300. Now they are $450, and then the Series X is $750 or something, or $700, $650, and then the 2 terabytes is $850. It's completely crazy prices, man. Yeah, too expensive platform for me. You see also the prices of Steam games, GOG games, and even on Origin games that you can pick up AAA titles that are a couple of years old for a couple of euros each, you know. And I look to the prices of consoles for even Xbox also. You want a memory expansion card? It's like for 1 terabyte it's like $120 or something, and the 2 terabytes is 250 euros or something for to expand the memory on your Xbox Series S or X. Completely crazy, man. I need to know a new gamepad, an original one. It's like $60, and then you know, the better ones are like $100, $120 or something. It's fucking nuts, man. The prices for those things, they're really crazy. But a couple of years ago was still worth it, you know, for the performance you got, you know. But normally 5 years, after 2 or 3 years, when a console was out, normally it gets cheaper, you know. It was like that with all consoles before, you know. After 2 or 3 years, it wasn't 500 anymore. It was 300 or 200 euros, you know. That was with Xbox 360 like that. It was with the OG Xbox like that. It was with the Xbox One also like that. It got also $100 off after a year. So all the consoles before had that. Only this generation, after 5 years that they're out, because it came out in 2020. You know, we're entering now 2026, so they're 5 years old, you know. They got, the price got hired by 150, $200, you know. Oh. Making a mistake over here with the buttons. I'm here still with the Battlefield 4 buttons in my head. Yeah, this was a very, very strange generation, this man. Yeah, both of them. I'm now actually just talking also about PlayStation 5. It's like that also, and PlayStation 5 Pro, you know. If you look that the prices went up $150, you know, and that the Pro price went, the PlayStation 5 Pro went up significantly in price, you know. Yeah, this generation is really crazy. So. The older the generation, after 5 years you start paying more for the old hardware, which is really strange, you know. But then maybe it is because the next, when the PlayStation 6 comes out, and the next Xbox, if it still comes out, then you think, well, the old one, the 5-year-old version, got 600. And it used to be 400, got 150, $200 up in price. But then that 800 for the new one, for the new Xbox or the PlayStation 6 doesn't seem so much, because the old one, it's 5 years old, is now 650. So that $800 for that new console doesn't seem so much. So I think this is a little bit what they are doing, is that kind of stuff. Make the old one very expensive, higher the price of the new one, but then it doesn't seem so much, because the old one got way more expensive. 5-year-old hardware. You see how this works? Or this whole generation is just a complete disaster, you know. Because the funny thing is, the only thing that's going up in price is consoles, PCs not. But by the way, I have to mention that most tariffs in the United States, consoles fall under high tariffs, but PCs not. PCs actually are exempt for tariffs, but gaming consoles are considered luxury items, so they have tariffs, but computers, you can use them for work and for studying and for research. That's why PC parts have very low tariffs still. Yeah, if I understood it well. So that's why consoles maybe are a little bit, but then still these price increases are not. They don't make really sense with, if you take in how much the tariffs are, then it should be then, you know, maybe like $50 more or something for the console, or $30, not 150 or $200 more for the console, you know. So they are just. Yeah, corporate greed, you know. I'm completely distracted with this talking. But yeah, this is a very, very strange console generation. This really, really weird. Yeah, really, really weird console generation. And the whole video game market got really weird after COVID. It really did. Oh my god, where the fuck did he come all of a sudden? That's really, really enjoyable map, this actually. I'm surprised still 2011 how good this game still looks today. It really does. It's really surprising. Holy moly. The game looks really good still. Holy moly. Yeah. The whole video game world and PC world, console world got really weird. Oh. A little bit of rubber banding over here. What is actually my ping over here? Still 42. I'm by the way still playing here on a Wi-Fi connection, guys. Only now I'm in 5G, so it's actually really not that bad. I'm really not noticing anything. Here and there, a little bit of a rubber banding, but nothing. It's 3, man.
All units, we have lost the objective.
Pick up the first aid!
It doesn't always do that, that's interesting.
All units, we have taken the objective. We have taken the objective.
Yeah, very strange console generation this was. The last 5 years was really weird. Here, yeah, I had now here a little bit of a rubber banding going on. But nothing too bad. It's really absolutely totally playable. 65, yeah, no. Now it's a little bit higher. I was feeling that just 65 because before it was between 40 to 50. Okay. Seven, 16, and died 16 times. That's terrible loss, huh? Yeah, this whole gaming generation, console generation, also coming out around the COVID confinement, it was really weird. The whole thing with Xbox was weird. The deal with Activision was weird. It was really weird. The things the consoles are doing is weird. The thing with the last 5 years of all sorts of identity politics and woke shit in video games, it was really strange the last 5 or 6 years. Last time I was enthusiastic about a game was actually, and I enjoyed the hell out of it, was in 2019, when I bought Doom Eternal. And after that, everything got really weird. You see that fucker over there?
There's your ammo right there, grab it!
God. She's preparing to auto balance. Yeah, I'm already into the video gaming scene since 2001 or something, that I'm playing on PC. Yeah, and this was really weird, man. This whole generation was weird.
Here's the first aid kit.
It's number 3 now. Why is that now changed around? That's weird.
Here's the first aid. First aid, man. Pick up your med kit.
We've spotted a enemy trailer.
Here's your first aid.
Be advised, we have taken the objective.
What was that? Shotgun. No, it wasn't. Yeah, and then these crazy game companies, 70 bucks for games, you know. I mean, there's some games that I would pay 70 bucks for, but that would be then games that I would know that I would spend hundreds of hours in playing, you know. Like, for example, Battlefield, I probably would buy, but there's 98% of games I would not buy most games the way they are, as long as they take playing and finishing and a little replayability that they have. Most games are just totally not worth that kind of money, you know. And now they want to even higher the prices of games to 80 bucks, man. These guys are crazy, man. How many games you play that's 5 hours or 7 hours or 10 hours, and then you play them and they don't have any replayability value. You play those 8 or 10 hours, some games are 20 or 30 hours or 50 hours or whatever. You know, depends of course on single player and multiplayer, but how many games, you know, the price they're asking for it is completely crazy, you know. It's unsustainable, you know. Most people, and this is just a recent study, you know, most people buy 2 or 3 games per year, you know, and then they're not even, those ones is maybe one then a full price game of 70 bucks, you know, and then, you know, 1 or 2 that are half the price or in sales or something, you know. So,
First aid that your feet,
you know,
pick it up. Let me get you that first aid right now.
We've neutralized the objective.
oh, motherfucker. Thank God we have also indie games coming out, like Expedition 33 player. What was it? Claire Obscure, Expedition 33 was 50 bucks, and yeah, a bunch of other games coming out. There's already many companies now adjusting to that, you know. They're going for prices like 40 bucks, 50 bucks, you know. And even that is for many people already very difficult to justify, you know. And I really think that if they don't adjust a little bit to the market and the saturation of the market also, you know, that they realize that first of all, inflation, many people don't have money, time and saturation. People don't have so much time, you know, to spend on all these games and live service games and all sorts of stuff going on, you know. And then also saturation in the sense of, man, there's just so many games on the market, you know. And there's also lots of places where they even give games for free. I mean, look at Epic, you know. Epic is, every week they give me a couple of games, you know. Some are even really recent, and they're in many other platforms still cost $60 or something, you know. I got a whole collection of games, you know, that they were just given to me in a couple of years for free, you know. And I think that, and there's also lots of free-to-play games, you know. So I think that these gaming companies and the market needs to start adjusting on that, you know, and also on inflation. Is that people don't have the same economic power that they had 10 years ago, you know. But the market is completely like as if we still have that economic power that we had 10, 15, 20 years ago. And by the way, games today are really cheap to make. You know why? Because you don't need a CD, you don't need to design a case, you don't need to press a CD or a DVD or a Blu-ray, a box around it, artwork, distributing it, so bringing it to all the stores, you know. No, everything is today digital, you know, so games should be even cheaper, you know. But they are not, you know. They're getting all the time more expensive. Hardware also, older PC hardware gets all the time cheaper. But no, in the consoles it's the other way around. The older it gets, the more expensive it gets. It's unsustainable, this. And also market conditions, you know. And not just about the tariffs, even if you take the whole tariff things away, the situation keeps on being the same, you know. People have a limited amount of time, high inflation, life is very expensive, you know, rents and everything went up like crazy. What are you doing, you moron?
Hey, here's your med kit. Here's the first aid, man.
This is why the video game market is so fucked up.
It looks like we got some enemy soldiers in the area.
Pick up the first aid.
I think there's really going to come like a huge shift in the market, and probably going to be some sort of gaming crash or something, or minimum. I think you see it already everywhere. You know, they're firing people everywhere. Projects and games are being cancelled. It's because they are very aware, you know, that they are following a. They are following trends, and they are adjusting themselves to a market in an unsustainable way, you know. And also the budgets, 5 years to create a game, 7 years today to create a game, and then costing 400 millions, and then being, you know, an unoptimized mess, you know, on Unreal 5 engine, you know. 1223 KD. So yeah. Man, I was for a couple of weeks I was just playing Battlefield 3, but Battlefield 4. But let me tell you, this one is better, man. It's way nicer to play. Battlefield 3. I think the controls and the gameplay is a little bit better, but just the visuals and the rest of it, I like this way more. Better maps also. This map is really nice. Runs as a dream on this 5500. If you guys are gonna get also a good stream, I don't know. Because I'm here on Wi-Fi. Holy moly. Which normally I'm not. Normally I'm just connected directly to a Viber with a network cable, with a LAN cable. But now I'm really going through Wi-Fi. It's really not so bad. What is the ping now? Now we have 42 again. Really not bad at all. The Wi-Fi repeater I'm using is a Xiaomi AC, I think it is, yeah. AC4 Xiaomi. A4 or AC4, something like that. It's a cheaper router, but it works. Wi-Fi repeater. That has then a wired connection coming out of it. It's just a normal router actually that you can use also as a Wi-Fi repeater.
Here's your mech.
Oh my god, he was in the back of me, man.
I have eyes on enemy infantry in our AO.
I would even argue that Battlefield 3 has less breaks in it. Battlefield 4 has many times stutters in it and breaks in it. Man, the guy was laying over there. I didn't even saw that, man. Yeah. Nice time, man, here on Battlefield 3. Really fun. Actually enjoying this map over here. Can we go up here? Can we do it? Oh, C4 explosives. We have another guy, what's his name? DJ Prinzo. Lol. And he blew up DJ Ska, interesting. Nah, this map is really fun. Oh man, he just escaped, man, from that grenade. You saw that or not? Kill that sucker. Yeah, guys, so just go to PC. Forget about console. Console, they're gonna price people out of it. It's gonna be now very luxury kind of a thing. It was already a little bit. Not for the actual hardware, but for the consoles and for the games it was already like that. But now it's getting even worse and worse. How far are we over here, man, in the game? $1040. Okay, so it's 2000. Okay. We're half. Son of a gun. He's over there like a sniper.
How'd that fucker get here? There's an enemy jeep in our AO.
Medic. It reminds me really of Strike at Carcon or something, you know. The visuals here. Now Battlefield 6 is live also, you can now already buy it and play it. I've seen the single player, I was not impressed at all. It seemed like basically the single player really reminded me of Medal of Honor Advanced Warfighter. That's really what it reminded me of. The single player. This guy was over here like a rat, you know? That sniper. He's still over here or not? No. He's gone.
Here's your first aid. Pick it up. Pick up the first aid.
Oh man, oh god. They're just spanning over there. Yeah, the single player was really not impressed, but the multiplayer looked really good. But that I'll buy later on when I have a better graphics card and when the game lowers a little bit in price, because I refuse to pay anything more for video games than 25 bucks. That's my limit, so I always wait a couple of months or so. So that it comes in sales, and then I'll buy it. I need to get a better graphics card anyway, so good reason not to buy it.
Here's your med kit.
There's your ammo.
Leave that over here. It's gonna be our vehicle. I'm never, by the way, a guy who needs to play the latest of the greatest. Yeah, he did it even with Doom Eternal also. I bought the Ultimate Edition. It was normally 90 bucks. I waited for... I don't remember what it was. I think it was like 5 months or something. Then I picked it up for 23 euros. That was then Doom Eternal, including the 2 expansions. So basically the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, so if you have a little bit of a patience, you know, you wait a couple of months, you can many times already pick that kind of stuff off with a huge discount. How far are we now? 896, 957. So yeah, we have still 1,000 points to go. We have so little players here that it's going to take really long before this is going to end, you know. See, we're on 940, 963, but because there's only so little players, you know, that's going to take ages, you know, before this match ends.
Here's your first aid.
The objective has been
Got your first aid over here. Got your med kit, man. Here's your med kit, man.
The objective has been taken. The objective has been neutralized.
Yeah, here's your med kit.
Oh, it was mine.
There's your first aid kit. Pick it up.
We have taken the objective.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, here's your med kit.
We have lost the objective.
Oh my god, son of a bitch.
Hang in there. I'll make sure you make it. Here's the first aid, man.
Good work, man. We can head back to base with the objective taken. Enemy infantry on the move.
Here's your med kit.
God damn, what's he doing over there? Yeah, we got some bad guys over here. We have lost the objective. We have lost the objective. One there, my new asshole!
You got your first aid. Here's your first aid. Pick up the first aid.
Be advised, we've neutralized the objective.
Take the med kit there. First aid's at your feet. Pick it up.
Guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. I'm gonna leave it for today. It's gonna take still ages, there's not enough players. How many players we have now? 9 and 9, yeah, it's gonna take ages like this. Anyway, As always, thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope to catch you in the next one. Maybe tomorrow I'll play a little bit more. Stay safe, take care. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers and beers.